Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds. We've made it to the halfway point of the week, and now we've got a winner in the All-Star break. Your thoughts on that game last night?
I found it to be very entertaining in many respects, not in all, but then again, it's baseball, and you're not always going to have a big winner. National League got off to a 6-0 lead in this game very early. Tariq Skubal of the Detroit Tigers was the American League starting pitcher, and he got belted around pretty good in the first inning. I guess he wasn't warmed up enough, whatever the case. It's always hot in Atlanta. But nonetheless, the National League batters took off on him, got a key 2-run double, and off to a 6-0 lead about midway through the game. Now, the American League came back, and that's not a surprise because, after all, the lineups are constantly in flux. New players coming in and new pitchers and so forth and so on. So eventually, with a little infield single in the ninth inning, the American League tied it at 6-6. National League could not answer in their half of the ninth. So, for the very first time ever, the new Major League Baseball tiebreaker went into effect. Now, what is the tiebreaker? Well, it was instituted in 2022, 3 years ago, but it's never been used until this year. Never came to an end. It's very much like the tennis tiebreaker in a sense. Anyway, in this baseball game, you choose three players, and they represent your league in a home run derby, and that's what it is. They go up in the 10th. The game was 6-6, incidentally, and the American League is pitted against the National League batters. American League, in their chances, in their three chances, took a 3-1 lead. Now, keep in mind, Philadelphia has a player on their team who hadn't played in the game, Kyle Schwarber, who happens to be one of the big-time home run hitters in baseball. He was selected as one of the three. He comes up and hits all three home runs in his three chances at the plate. And the National League, in a 4-3 decision on home runs, wins the game 7-6. I liked it. I thought it was very entertaining. The crowd liked it. The players absolutely were going bonkers. They're jumping around on the sidelines, having a big celebration, and that's what it's all about. After all, it is their game, and the money goes to the Players Association and the funding and so forth and so on. So to have them jumping all around and celebrating in a game that really doesn't mean anything as far as standings are concerned, it's a personal honor to be there. The way they behaved, I thought, was just great, and I loved it, and everything came out pretty well. Entertaining game. And
I also know you were jumping up and down because now we can get back to the regular season.
Well, the regular season is the important thing, but Ned Reynolds was long asleep. I mean,
as was I, sir. So we got a winner in the All-Star game last night. It's not over completely for the players. They get, 2 more days, today and tomorrow, and then it's back to work on Friday.
Allegedly 2 more days. Yeah, I think probably on Thursday, and I'm guessing this. Some of them in a non-required practice will probably get out on the field and loosen up just a little bit. These are the non-All-Star players, but most of them are lounging by the pool or fishing or playing golf or doing something. But yeah, it gets back into action on Friday. The Cardinals will be on the road to Phoenix, Arizona, play the Diamondbacks out there to start it off, and the Royals will be in Miami to face the Miami Marlins, who are coming on. They're playing pretty well. And a nice opening for the traditional second half of the season for both those teams. The minor leagues are also off, and the Springfield Cardinals have a nice little vacation going for them. They'll have 2 more days, and then on Friday they will play here in town, and they're playing the Wichita Wind Surge in a 3-game series. Of course, it all evens out at the end of the season, but yeah, it all gets back into full swing on Friday.
And now we are about officially a week away from when most NFL teams will get their training camps rolling. Some teams actually have players reporting pretty soon, though.
Well, like today. I'll explain that in a second. Kansas City Chiefs, of course, get underway on Monday, July the 21st, up at Missouri Western State in St. Joe. And then later on that day, Mitch Holtis and Danon Hughes, the radio crew, come down here. And that's for the Chiefs rally out at
Alamo Draft House.
Alamo Draft House, right by Kickapoo High School. Oh, maybe, several hundred yards removed, something like that.
Just call it a block, man. You're a city guy.
A block?
Yeah.
It's a block and a half.
A couple blocks. Just a
Anyway,
couple blocks.
That is all Monday evening, and are there still tickets remaining for that?
We're done pretty much. I mean, I think there's one or two open seats just randomly in the theater, but for the most part, we're completely sold out.
Well, folks, if you don't get there, you'll miss a good time because it's a very entertaining and knowledgeable circumstance. Mitch Holtis has all the facts and figures, and he will be peppered with questions from us on the panel and then by the audience themselves. So it'll be a good time. Now, I mentioned that some of the other teams have already begun. Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Chargers have begun camp. They begin today to get warmed up because they're in the Hall of Fame game, which is at the end of July 31st, and they play in Canton, Ohio. That's not a whole lot of time to get your regulars ready, so you have to assume the varsity will not be playing. They'll be there in uniform, but no, it'll be mostly rookies and free agents and things like that when those two teams get together. And then after that, the Chiefs' first exhibition game is August the 9th, and of course you'll hear all the action right here on the Cave.
Very excited again. It's all coming back. Summer is just flown by, my guy. All right, we've got British Open this weekend, don't we?
They do indeed, and to tell you how close it is, play begins, they'll tee it off at 12:30 a.m. It's actually tomorrow, but it's when you and I are long asleep. Tonight. It's tonight, but it's after midnight, so it's officially tomorrow. 12:30 a.m., that's when they'll all start the British Open, which this year is being played at Royal Portrush, which is in Northern Ireland, and a very good course. You have to think that Rory McIlroy would be the favorite. He is not. Scottie Scheffler is. Scheffler, of course, is the number one golfer in the world. He will tee off our time, 4:09 a.m. That's tomorrow morning, 4:09. We'll be on the air. We can report on what's happening with him. He is teed off, or I should say paired up with some really good players, Colin Morikawa and Shane Lowry. Then Rory McIlroy tees off at 10 minutes after 9 tomorrow morning. He's teamed up with Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Thomas, and these are the top golfers in the world, folks, competing in the last of the year's major tournaments, and this is what they call in Great Britain the Open. We call it the British Open, and that starts very early tomorrow morning, like 12:30 a.m.
Yeah, we'll be in Sleepyland, that's for sure. Ned, you have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.